Have learned the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack recently obtained records from the Secret Service. Chairman Benny Thompson and committee member Zoe Lofgren both weighed in on that material yesterday.
What more can you tell us about what you've gotten from the Secret Service recently? What kinds of documents? Is it radio traffic, emails?
Well, it's a combination of a number of text messages, radio traffic, that kind of thing. Just thousands of exhibits.
Text messages from January 5th and 6th?
Primarily, the tranches we've received have been significant.
There's texts, there's emails, there's radio traffic, there's all kinds of information, Teams meetings. So we're going through everything that's been provided. More is coming in. As I say, some of it is not relevant and some of it is. And it's a huge slog to go through it, but we are going to go through it. And the members of the committee themselves have been involved in this, and we hope to have that completed, soon.
It's unclear at this point whether those text messages, the ones the committee has now received, are those previously believed to have been erased or are just missing, Mika. These are the ones on January 5th, on January 6th, that the Secret Service said, oops, we were going through a data migration or an upgrade, and we lost all of them.
Yeah, that's hard to believe, but that's where we're at, and maybe perhaps the other texts that they've received, and so many, provide some context. We're also learning more about a criminal investigation into former Justice Department lawyer Jeffrey Clark. Back in June, federal agents searched his home and seized his electronics. A filing this week with the Washington, D.C. bar gives more context to that search. Clark's legal team told the bar the DOJ is investigating whether he made false statements as well as possible conspiracy and obstruction of justice charges. Clark has been a key figure in the January 6th hearings. The committee has presented evidence that he tried to use his position in the DOJ to push Donald Trump's lies about election fraud, and that he plotted with the former president to replace the acting attorney general and have himself appointed as the AG. Jonathan Lemire, in your new reporting, you quote one former Trump official saying, quote, every day feels like something else is piling on. Tell us about the fears from the former president's advisors that the DOJ probes are more expensive than what's known publicly.
Yeah, for most of Trump's time in office and even in his first months out of office, it seemed those around him felt like he was almost bulletproof, that he could get by any scandal here, whether it was the Mueller probe or some congressional investigations, even impeachment, that he emerged largely politically unscathed. That has changed. And in this news story I did with my colleague Meredith McGraw, we talked to a number of people in the former president's orbit who have been downright spooked by recent developments in Atlanta, in D.C., the January 6th committee, and in particular, in the last few days, where dozens of Trump aides received subpoenas. Some had their phones seized, including Mr. Pillow. And there's a sense here as paranoia in Trump world as to who might be cooperating. Group text chains have gone silent. There are worries about who might be talking to investigators. And they worry that aides tell us that they could be next. So to be clear, there's no sense of charges on the horizon, DOJ working quietly there. But even the sight of the former president arriving in Washington the other day sparked fears in his orbit that perhaps he was being called in by the Department of Justice. Now, it turned out he was just visiting his golf course in suburban Virginia. But the sense from Trump world is each and every day there's a bad headline, another shoe is set to drop, and they do worry that there's more here below the surface they're not seeing yet. And this is the most worried, I would say, the Trump world has ever been about the possibility of legal peril for the former president.
Yeah, and every legal filing, it seems, we get around the Mar-a-Lago documents get worse and worse for the president and the people who helped him.